Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Focus Vandalia. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city. And on today's program, we're going to let you know about new rates for your trash and refuse collection, while you'll be paying slightly more here in the new year. We're also going to check in with our Vandalia Recreation Center, let you know why this is the time of the year where that center is busy with folks tackling those New Year's resolutions. But our first stop today is here at the Vandalia Public Works facility. As you can see behind me, there are piles of salt waiting in anticipation for the next major snow event. And as we're about to find out, this is a process that runs quite smoothly the whole winter long. Sometimes winter can happen pretty fast here in Vandalia, and this year is no exception. Just a few short days after the last leaves of the fall were picked up, Public Works Superintendent Steve Nichols says his department was out on the streets handling the first big snow of the year.
The first one's always the rough one because people forget that snow is slick and they forget how to drive. So it's a fresh experience for everybody. It went really well. We had approximately 4 inches of snow through the mid part of the city, 3.5 total. Went real well. We were right out on it. We had a couple incidents, but everything really went well for a first snow.
The Public Works fleet has been upgraded somewhat in 2017 with some brand new trucks and plows placed into duty.
It is nice, the new trucks, the V-boxes, the saddle tanks on there for the magnesium chloride, everything calibrated real well. That tremendous help. It helps us get the product down, calibrated rate, so we know that we're applying the right rate and we're doing the best job we possibly can.
The new trucks also allow the crews to mix the salt with magnesium chloride as it's being applied to the roadway, which helps to maximize the salt's snow melting ability.
We spray it onto the salt as it's dropping out of the truck in the drop chute. We spray it right at that time at applied rate. It does a great job. It helps break up ice quicker, and it will keep the roads clear to 30 below zero.
Nichols says this is his 27th year with Vandalia's Public Works, and he's often asked for his advice on how best to navigate the snowy and icy roadways.
First thing would be if you can remove your car from the street when we know that we're having a plowable snow. If at all possible, get them off the road. If you can slow down, bear with us, have a little patience. We do the main roads first, then we get in the secondary roads, then we move into the side streets last. We do jump into the hills, try to get people out safely, do at least one pass down the middle, get them on their way to work and hopefully on time. But main thing is just slow down and use some common sense and do some defensive driving. Look what's ahead of you, be aware of what's going on around you. People cannot stop as quick as they normally do, so be aware of that. And do not follow the salt trucks too close or try to pass them. We have to get our job done. We have to get the roads clear so people can get on with their daily routine.
From the daily routine of driving in winter to what happens when things are far from routine. Vandalia Fire Chief Chad Follick says that when emergencies arise and he needs to give a large group of people critical information fast, he uses a service called HyperReach.
We use the HyperReach system. It's very easy to sign up for. We encourage everybody to sign up through multiple contacts. When you get on there, you can choose to be notified by cell phone, landline, social media, email. My suggestion is if you have all of those available to you, register in all of them so that we can notify you that way. And it's just extra notification and process.
The system will make phone calls, send text messages, and even social network notices to every number associated with a particular Vandalia street address.
If we need to evacuate a neighborhood for some reason, or we have a power outage and we're trying to give you updates or things of that nature, it's just a good way for us to notify you. We've used it a couple times and we've had much better success with the HyperReach coverage area than we did with Code Red, and it's also because the technology is newer.
Follick says HyperReach is set to automatically notify every registered person in the event of potentially deadly severe weather.
We do have a storm warning system in place on HyperReach, and that storm warning system will only notify Vandalia residents in a situation where Vandalia is placed in the box by the National Weather Service for our tornado warning. So you're not going to get a warning every time a thunderstorm rolls up or a snowstorm rolls up or a flood watch is in effect, but that critical tornado warning piece was identified several years ago, and it was just reinforced when we had the October tornado a couple years back that we needed to have that system in place. So when that tornado warning hits and Vandalia is in the National Weather Service's warning area, it will automatically send a message out to everybody on HyperReach. In whatever way you've asked to be notified, by cell, by landline, by social media, and that there is a National Weather Service tornado warning established for Vandalia, and that these are the times and places.
HyperReach can also be used to reach people who can help be the eyes and ears of police and fire during a crisis.
We had a situation occur a couple years back where we were looking for a young boy that didn't show up off the bus. It was a misunderstanding, thank goodness, but we wanted to have the ability to send a picture across that social media so we could send it out to that neighborhood right away if you've seen this person. At that time, they were working on that technology. We've received notification now that technology is now available to us.
Here's the kicker with HyperReach. While its database contains every publicly listed residential landline in the city, it only has the cell phone numbers of those who've registered with the program.
We've had great response, especially to our senior community that have provided cell phones or even emails. But you think about it this way: if you're out at an event, and we have several of them in nicer weather, you're out at the tree lighting ceremony, you're out at the 4th of July celebration, and a tornado warning rolls up or something happens, we need to notify you. It's going to do you zero good to have that message on your recorder at home. It's going to do you all kinds of good to have that message or get that message directly from your cell phone in either a text message, voice message, or Facebook notification or social media notification.
Follex says a quick visit to Vandalia's website, vandaliaohio.org, is the first step to getting your cell phones registered with HyperReach.
The technology we have is constantly changing. It's constantly improving. So we really want to reinforce everybody that they really need to register themselves. It takes maybe 5 minutes online. And again, if you're having issues or you don't know you don't know how to do it online, or you're confused by the process, call into the Division of Fire, and our office manager has registered people. We've registered people. We have no problem doing that.
There is news to report regarding Vandalia's weekly trash collection. You're going to be paying a little more for that service in 2017. Public Service Director Rob Cron says for most folks, the increase will be small.
With the new contract, you will see a slight increase in your bill. It's about 4%, or for the average resident, you're going to see a 51-cent increase in your monthly bill for refuse collection.
Vandalia city leaders decided to stay with Rumpke, the company that's been handling trash pickup for the last several years, and that most of the details surrounding your home trash pickup, such as the day of the week and the routes the drivers use, will all remain the same.
The one change we are going to see with this new contract is you'll be able to include your yard waste materials, your grass clippings and that kind of thing in with your regular trash. You will not be forced, I guess, to buy a separate bag to put those in, and so that will reduce your costs a little bit. If you're one of those residents who took advantage of that service and purchased those bags, you will not have to do that anymore. You can include them with your regular trash, or you can buy your own yard waste type bag from any vendor.
One other note on the yard waste change: if you have unused Rumpke bags in your home that you purchased before the change was announced, there is good news.
We will refund you your money for the bags you do have. You're welcome to use them still if you want to, but if you would like to get your money back for those bags, you can bring them here to the municipal building and come to the engineering department, and we will buy the bags back for the cost of those.
The new Rumpke contract begins in January.
One of the things we really considered when selecting who our trash hauler was going to be was that Rumpke provided basically the exact same services they do now. They were not going to change the schedule, so everybody's trash day will stay the same going forward, and it'll be that way. We've entered into actually a 5-year contract, so your service should not change as far as refuse collection for the next 5 years.
Our next stop today is at the Vandalia Senior Citizen Center, where the new year is bringing a boatload of new events and activities. Coordinator Tony Williams says one of the events includes a free lunch.
On January 10th, Story Point will be here, bringing catered lunch, and Tom Hissong who is the program manager for Allwood Audubon Center and Farm. He is also a great nature photographer, and one of his favorite things is to go to Kenya. He's been there 4 times, so he is going to come with his photos and tell you what he saw. So come out of the cold and go on safari in Kenya. And that is open to the public, but I do need reservations. So call the number here, 898-1232, or email me at twilliams@vandaliaohio.org so I know how many people are coming.
Williams says there's a month-long watercolor class that's coming every Thursday in January.
Rusty Harden, who owns an art studio and gallery in Tip City, she is going to be coming every Thursday in January. The first Thursday, from 9:30 to 11:30, she's going to do a free demonstration on how to do watercolor paintings. And then every Thursday after that, also 9:30 to 11:30, you can come, pay $13, and bring the list of supplies that's in the newsletter and also out on the bulletin board. She will provide the paper and paint, and she will give you a 2-hour lesson on how to do watercolor paintings.
One other crafts program to talk about, Allison Rusk calls herself Paper Alice. And on January the 18th at 1 p.m., she's going to teach you how to make your own specialty paper.
For decades has made homemade paper using your junk paper at home. So she's going to come and show you how you can do that process in about 3 minutes. And then what you make, you're going to turn it into a Valentine card. So you have something to keep also.
History programs have been a popular attraction at the Senior Center, and there are 3 terrific speakers slated for January.
January 9th, Ryan Qualls from the Dayton Aviation Heritage Historical Park is going to talk about what it was like to grow up in Dayton during the time of the Wright brothers being kids. So, kind of absorb what was going on at that time. January 23rd, Martin Stewart is coming. He wrote a book called Redemption, the 71st Ohio Volunteer Infantry in the Civil War. So he's going to relate that to our current area and what it was like for the people here going into the Civil War. And then January 30th, Mitch Vogel and Terry Perkey are coming. There are 2 military history museums in this area. One's on the grounds of the VA. This one is in Troy. It's the Miami Valley Veterans Museum. He's going to bring artifacts to share, tell about the museum, its contents, and their future projects going on. And all 3 of those are open to the public. You don't even need to let me know you're coming. Just show up and enjoy the presentations.
Williams says if your New Year's resolution involves helping others, she's got some great ideas.
We are a drop-off spot for many, 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 many things. Out in the hallway, underneath where we hang up coats, we have a box for batteries that are used, no car batteries, but other batteries. We also take box tops. Those are given to the schools. The Lions pick those up. Eyeglasses, the Lions pick those up. Cell phones of any age. Artemis Center that work with people who have been abused. Those are things that we collect. Any type of greeting card, used or unused. We have a lady that takes those to people that are in the Girl Scouts, and there's also a disabled group that works with those. And pop tabs, those go down to Ronald McDonald House.
One last note about the Senior Center. For the first time in many years, the center will not be hosting free tax preparation services.
Usually I'm putting up the sign-up sheets for AARP volunteer taxes. And due to some family circumstances and some changes in the software requirements by the IRS, both the site manager here and several of the longtime volunteers have resigned. So both this site and the Harrison Township Government Building, neither one will be having taxes done this year. So you can call the Huber Heights Senior Center and the Earl Heck Center and see if they're still going to continue doing taxes or not.
Our last stop today is at the Vandalia Recreation Center, where there are some new programs in the works geared for preschoolers.
We have a lot of new preschool programs for ages 1 to 4. One of the new ones is a Kids Night Out. We're going to do a Pee-wee version for kids ages 2 to 4. It'll run twice. It'll run on a Friday, February 10th and March 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. We will come into Ricky's Tiny Tykes. We'll play games. We'll do crafts. We'll have a snack, and we'll end our night in the gym playing games.
Recreation Supervisor Brittany Oliver says that's not all.
We're going to do a Busy Bee class for ages 18 months to 36 months. It'll be on Wednesdays, and it'll start January 25th. And then we'll also do a Leaping Lizards for the older preschoolers as well on the same date. It'll be in the gym. We'll have gym equipment set up, and then Shauna is an instructor. She'll do crafts and parachute play, all kinds of fun things with them.
If you'd like to sign your child up to partake in all the fun, there are a couple of ways to do that.
You can go online to our website at vandaliareccenter.com, or you can register at the front desk here at the Rec Center.
If your New Year's resolution involves working out more often, you'll want to hear about this one. It's a chance to learn how to incorporate indoor cycling to your workout routine.
In January, we have Intro to Group Cycle. There's a lot of people that question about what a cycling class is. So we run this class to have all the new people come in. They get to learn how to set up a bike. They get to learn how to do an actual ride indoors. So Intro to Group Cycle will be this year on Sunday, January 22nd at 3:45.
Why would anyone want to get into cycling? Turns out it's good exercise.
Cycling is a very good workout. It's for all fitness levels. If you're a new person or if you're experienced, you can make it the ride that fits your fitness level. Great workout for beginners, experienced. We encourage everyone to come, learn how to do an indoor ride, and get a great workout.
One last note today from the Recreation Center. This place is ground zero if your New Year's resolution plans involve weight loss or fitness. And if you want to start that, start by checking out our recreation guide. It's available on our website, vandaliareccenter.com. In this, you're going to find programs for you and your entire family. Check it out. That's going to do it for this edition of Focus Vandalia. I'm Rich Hopkins. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.